Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us for our 2:30 streaming show. I'm Jamie French.
And I'm Robinson Miles. As we start off our week right now, a lot is happening around the tri-state, so let's go ahead and jump right in with our headlines. So first of all, a fire broke out this morning at a house in Webster County. Dispatchers say the home is off 41A North in Dixon. They say help was called in from Henderson due to the water shortage in Webster County.
Yeah, officials say the fire started in the basement and the cause is under investigation. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. Officials say the homeowner was not inside at the time when the fire broke out. But a difficult battle for firefighters there. You know, they had that ongoing water outage in Webster County all weekend long. The water is now restored, but of course, that made it hard for those fire crews to be able to get water and continuously pumping that. So, of course, we'll keep you updated there when we figure out the cause.
Now, one of the things that you definitely saw in that picture from that scene is the lingering snow. And that is something that we're still dealing with all the way across the tri-state, which actually takes us into our next headline. So happening now, Evansville trash crews are back on the job after the winter snowstorm delayed pickup for a week. Now, city officials say some alleys and streets remain difficult for trucks to access. They say 6 dumpsters are set up around the city and they are available for customers who didn't get their trash picked up.
Yeah, this also includes businesses. Those dumpsters are located at the old Roberts Stadium parking lot and the former West Side Walmart parking lot. They're going to be available for about 1 week. Now, who you're looking at in your screen there is actually the owner of Hacienda on the west side. So businesses are having to take advantage of this too because their trash isn't getting picked up with all the snow. So we'll hear from them tonight on 14 News.
Still very much in the process of getting back to normal after that, but we're getting there.
Yep.
Now, for our last headline here, someone it looks like could be having a much more pleasant day than the rest of us. The Kentucky lottery officials say in Hancock County, a top prize ticket was drawn on Saturday. The $225,000 cash ball ticket was purchased at the Powers Express gas station on Main Street in Hawesville. And the ticket has not been claimed yet, but officials say it matched 4 white balls and the cash ball.
Yeah, so if you bought a ticket there in Hawesville, grab that, check those numbers. It's 5, 8, 30, 35, and then that cash ball is 21. The winner must claim their prize at lottery headquarters in Louisville. I mean, $225,000, any little bit helps, but that could be some life-changing money for somebody.
You know, I'm just vain enough that every time we do one of these stories, I don't even remember the last time I was in Hawesville. I'm still like, I could check. I haven't bought a lottery ticket in literally years.
You were not anywhere near there, but it's like, did I win?
Was it me? I should look. I haven't looked through my wallet in a while. Like, maybe,
Double
you
check.
never know. Yeah, it's like I've still got the stuff from last fall festival. Maybe that's worth something.
If only we were that lucky.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, man, my suit game would take off one day to
Rob
the next.
rolls in a $300,000 suit.
Oh, yeah, sparkly pinstripes, and they would not love it on air, but
You would
it
know.
would happen.
You would know if Rob won the lottery.
There would be signs, top hats, for the rest of time on air.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
We know you're not here to listen to us. You want to know what's going on in the weather, and thankfully, we've got one of the people in the know right here in the wings. But before we let you go, don't forget about us. Be sure to circle back 14 News 4, 5, 6, and 10.
Yeah, I'm excited that we just got above freezing today, so we're going to turn things over to meteorologist Arden Gregory for a check at your forecast and the week ahead, so stand by.
Stay informed on your local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows. At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. Streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app. On your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app. And stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices.
afternoon. I'm 14 First Alert meteorologist Arden Gregory. I want to start with a quick look back just to give some perspective because today we finally made it above freezing, and that's actually a really big deal, and it's something we hadn't done for 10 days. Last time we were above freezing was Thursday, January 22nd. From Friday the 23rd through the following 10 days, we have been below freezing until today. We finally made it above freezing today. That long stretch of cold also means all the snow we got has hung around for a long time. I didn't have time to get this on a graphic because I just finished my math right before I got out here. I've gone back through all of the major snows that we have on record here. And this ranks as the third longest stretch of a ½ foot, 6 inches of snow or more. So we had 24 days straight in 1977 where we had a ½ foot of snow or more on the ground for 24 days straight. That was from January 10th to February 2nd in 1977. In 1978, we had a ½ foot of snow on the ground for 17 days. That was from January 17th to February 2nd. There's something about February 2nd, I guess, because then today, still waiting to find out for sure what the official snow depth is in Evansville. We did get above freezing today, so I do expect we had at least some melting, but we have had a ½ foot of snow or more on the ground for 8 days straight now, which puts us at third place. For those of you who are curious, let's see here, it was in 1960, March of 1960, lands in fourth place. We had a ½ foot of snow on the ground for a week straight then, and then 1966 and 2004 are tied for fifth place there with 6 days in a row with a ½ foot of snow. So just a little bit of history for you. This has been a historic snowfall and a historic stretch of cold that seems to finally be coming to an end. But this is probably what you're really here for. First Alert Weather Day tomorrow. I will say I think this will be a very low impact event. This is not going to be a major snow or rain or ice storm of any kind, but there is that potential for some scattered wintry mix on Tuesday right through the middle of the day, and we could end up with a dusting of snow and maybe a glazing of ice. Overall, impacts look minimal. You can see even those minimal impacts are mainly the northern half of the tri-state. As you get into western Kentucky, it really looks like this is going to be mainly rain. The concern is that temperatures are going to be just cold enough that I think it'll probably be just rain, but we could have some issues with freezing. So that's something that we're going to be watching for very closely. Right now, it is cloudy but dry across the tri-state. We do have clouds spread across much of the region, but no rain or snow to speak of right now. And it's going to stay cloudy and dry through tonight and into tomorrow morning. This is going to be a very brief round of showers right through the middle of the day on Tuesday. So Tuesday, sometime late in the morning, after 9, probably closer to 10 or 11 a.m., we see these light scattered showers pushing in from the northwest, and immediately you should clock that we're talking about 2 or 3 colors showing up on the radar here. So snow and rain, and then where the two meet, possibly a mix of both, pushing in from the northwest and spreading across the tri-state right through the middle of the day. It looks like most of this rain and snow is going to hit during the lunch hour and into the early afternoon. So this is right through the middle of the day on Tuesday. Notice this dividing line, again, mainly along and north of I-64. That's where you'll mainly see snow from this. So for those of you along and north of Interstate 64, you'll probably pick up some fresh snow accumulation tomorrow. It's not going to be much, probably just a dusting. But again, when we're in a situation when they've been working so hard to get all of the roads cleared, every time we get even a little bit of snow, it sets us back where you now have to make some fresh tracks, clear that snow once again. So maybe just a dusting of snow, mainly along and north of the interstate. From about the interstate to the Ohio River, so places like Posey, Vanderburgh, Warwick, Spencer, Perry counties, you may see a little bit of both. It may rain and snow at various times throughout the afternoon. Then as you get to about the Ohio River south into western Kentucky, it really looks like this is probably going to be all rain in Kentucky. But it's been cold for a long time now. As we just said, we've had 10 days straight below freezing. Ground temperatures are still pretty cold. So we will be watching closely for that potential, especially on things like bridges and overpasses, where some of that rain might end up freezing on contact. You could end up with a few slick spots. Again, it's going to be warm enough. I don't think that'll be a widespread concern, but we just wanted to add this alert day so that you weren't caught off guard by this possibility that we could end up with a little bit of icing in there with a cold rain falling tomorrow afternoon. These rain and snow showers will then start to work their way off to the southeast as we go through Tuesday afternoon, and by the evening commute we should be dry. So I don't think we'll have any rain or snow falling during the morning commute or the evening commute. Morning commute, it'll be dry. It won't have gotten here yet. This will happen during the middle of the day on Tuesday. So then as you're headed back home Tuesday evening, that's where you really need to be careful. Some of you on the northern end of the tri-state may have some fresh snow on the ground. Those of you to the south, the roads may be wet, or in some situations they may even be a little bit icy. We'll then stay dry through Tuesday night into Wednesday and beyond. The whole rest of the week looks dry, but notice these wind arrows. Our wind direction will shift, and we will see a slight dip in our temperatures again Wednesday and Thursday. But again, I want to reiterate, this is a minimal impact. This is going to be just a dusting of snow on the northern end of the tri-state. Mainly just a cold rain on the southern end of the tri-state, but the concern is that we could see just a little bit of icing in some of those areas where it may be just cold enough that that rain may freeze on contact. But for most of us, this is going to be a very low impact. I just don't want you to be caught off guard. Be watching. If the roads are wet, it's possible in some situations, especially on bridges and overpasses, they may actually be icy. And for those of you to the north, you may have some fresh snow on the ground when you leave work and school Tuesday afternoon. Checking in on the comments really quickly. Hello, Suzanne. Zach asking about severe weather next week. No, we're not even talking about severe weather. The severe weather is not on the horizon here. This is really kind of the only big thing that we're tracking is this potential for some wintry mix tomorrow. It looks dry beyond that point all through the rest of the week. And then Jeff Miller says it's 38 degrees right now in Savah. He says it's a heat wave. You're right, Jeff. It feels like that. After a week or more, 10 days now below freezing, these temperatures do feel surprisingly warm out there. Let's talk about the temperatures because, like I said, we are above freezing, folks. That's a victory in and of itself. Check out Madisonville. Talk about heat wave all the way up to 40 degrees today in Madisonville. So doing some serious melting down there. It's 35 right now in Owensboro. 34 in Henderson and Newburgh, 37 in Mount Vernon, which makes sense with Jeff reporting 38 in Savah, so very close there. The official temperature at the Evansville Regional Airport still only at 33, but you know what? That's still a degree above freezing. We will take it. We are finally getting some melting as we go through the rest of our day. Something else I want to put on your radar here, no pun intended, is our dew points are in the 20s. You may be thinking, why do I care? Well, you care because the temperatures are going to get into the 20s tonight. When that happens, it's possible in some areas the air may become saturated. So we could see some areas of fog developing late tonight into early tomorrow morning, and with temperatures in the 20s, even some freezing fog can't be ruled out. So that could be another problematic situation tomorrow morning, is we'll have areas of fog early in the morning, then those slowly begin to clear, and the fog clears out by about 10 a.m., but that's when we see the rain and snow showers starting to move in from the northeast. So late tonight into early tomorrow morning, we'll be tracking fog. Then right as the fog starts to clear, we'll be tracking rain and snow showers then through the rest of the day on Tuesday. And then everything will finally clear out of here by Tuesday night. As for our temperatures, 25 degrees for the low tonight. Again, areas of fog, possibly freezing fog late tonight into early tomorrow morning. Then on Tuesday, our temperatures are going to get above freezing again. We're looking at highs in the mid to upper 30s, very similar to what we've got going on out there today. But sitting right there at that cusp, we'll be kind of working our way past the freezing point into the 30s as the showers are moving in. So again, that's why we could see a mix of maybe you get some snow, then it changes to rain, then back over to snow. On the southern end of the tri-state, I really think it'll be all rain, but even with temperatures a few degrees above freezing, sometimes when it's been this cold for this long, the ground temperatures can still be colder than that. So the ground may not have warmed up as quickly as the air, and you could still end up with some icy spots out there. So just be aware of that. Checking in on the comments again. You're welcome, Betty. Annie asking about Owensboro. Owensboro, I think you'll get mainly rain. Don't be shocked if you see a snowflake, but I think it'll be mainly rain in Owensboro. Again, I would just watch for some isolated slick spots. I think it'll be mainly regular old rain. Our temperatures will be above freezing. It's those ground temperatures I'm worried about. It's been so cold for so long. I'm not totally convinced that we wouldn't see some icy spots. We ran into that in Kentucky a couple weeks ago. I don't know if you remember that. Some schools called out. It was the week before the big snowstorm, right? So we were all watching this big snowstorm over the weekend. Then we got just a little bit of freezing drizzle on, I think it was a Wednesday morning. May have been a Tuesday. I think it was Wednesday morning. Got a little bit of freezing drizzle. And again, air temperatures were above freezing. It fell as rain, but the ground was just cold enough that it froze on contact. And we had slick spots. We had wrecks all over western Kentucky. So I'm hoping we don't run into a situation like that tomorrow. But the alert day is to notify you of the possibility that it will fall as rain. What it does once it lands on the ground is where I'm a little concerned. We could end up with a little bit of ice. Thank you, Brian. Betty says it's 35 in Tell City. You're welcome, Annie. I hope that answered your question. Looking at the extended outlook a little bit here. So tomorrow still slightly above freezing. That's why we've got that mix of both rain and snow in the forecast. Then notice as the system moves out, colder air moves back in. Highs will dip back below freezing on Wednesday and then right up to around the freezing point Thursday. Friday is our big thaw. If you were wondering when is this snow really going to melt, Friday, I think, would be the answer. Friday, we're going to get some sunshine in here. That always helps. Temperatures are going to climb into the 40s. Talk about a heat wave. It's going to be back up near normal on Friday. So that's the day that I really think we'll see a lot of the snow across the tri-state significantly melting is on Friday. We do see another dip in our temperatures over the weekend, then back into the 30s Saturday, Sunday, but we do warm as we get into next week. Then by Monday of next week, it looks like our temperatures will be back up around normal again. Again, we've lost perspective here. We've been below freezing for 10 days. That's not normal. Our normal highs this time of year would be in the low to mid 40s. This is not, you know, the far north here. It's supposed to be cold in January and February, but not this cold. It's supposed to just be chilly. I mean, you guys know. You've lived here. You know what I'm talking about. This kind of cold is not normal for this long of a period of time. So we're finally going to start to trend back toward normal as we get into the end of this week and early next week. For those of you who are curious about the extended outlook beyond that, they are outlooked for some below average temperatures and some wind off to our east in the extended outlook, but we don't have any hazards here locally. The extended outlook as we get into next week. So we're looking at Tuesday, February 10th up through Valentine's Day weekend. The trend is actually above average temperatures. So we may not just warm back up to normal, but beyond that as we get into next week, and the precipitation outlook shows above average precipitation. So right now, the next 7 days, tomorrow, we've got that first alert weather day. We've got some fog tonight into tomorrow morning, and then a mix of rain and snow moving through in the middle of the day on Tuesday. Again, for most of us, this will be very low impact, just some rain, but it may get a little icy, a little dicey in a few spots. And on the northern end of the tri-state, you could end up with some very light snow accumulation, just a dusting, but still fresh snow on roads that maybe had been previously cleared. Cooling back off Wednesday and Thursday, mostly cloudy. Friday, we get some sunshine in here. We warm into the 40s. That's kind of our big thaw. We do cool back off into the 30s Saturday and Sunday for Super Bowl weekend there. And then by Monday, those temperatures start to climb back into the 40s. And beyond that, it seems like we may continue to climb and have slightly above average temperatures as we get into next week then, with maybe some rain in the mix as well. So that's something we'll continue to keep an eye on. Helen says it's 46. Wow, that is a big warm up. So definitely seeing some major thaws across the tri-state. I'll hang in here for just another second in case there's any other questions, but I've kind of run through all of my information here. Again, we are on alert tomorrow, but I really think it's going to be very low impact. Some scattered wintry mix, just maybe a dusting of snow, a glazing of ice. If we have any impacts at all, it'll mainly be along and north of the Ohio River. That's where you could see maybe some light snow accumulation, is mainly along and north of I-64. Chance of a few snowflakes as you head toward the river. Then in western Kentucky, I really do think it'll probably be all rain. The question is if any of that rain will freeze on contact, because again, it has been so cold for so long. Those ground temperatures may still be pretty chilly. For those of you who may have missed the timing, it is going to be dry tonight through tomorrow morning. Tonight and tomorrow morning, the concern is for some fog. It may be foggy late tonight into early Tuesday. And then right as the fog begins to clear as we go through Tuesday morning is when these showers move in. This will be sometime late Tuesday morning, probably after 9, maybe even after 10 a.m., closer to the midday lunch hour there. 11, 12 o'clock is when we'll really see these showers spreading across the tri-state. This is going to happen right through the middle of the day. So from about lunchtime into the early afternoon, we'll then have some scattered rain on the southern half of the tri-state, changing over to snow then on the northern end, mainly north of I-64. These showers will then work their way off to the east Tuesday afternoon, and by the time everyone's headed home from school and work, these showers will be moving out of here, but that's when you need to be looking for the impacts. So tomorrow morning, as you're headed off to school and work, be on the lookout for fog. As you're headed home from school and work Tuesday afternoon and evening, be watching for slick spots, as we may have had some fresh snow or some freezing rain during the day, and that's where I'm concerned, where we may run into some slick spots. All right. Hopefully I have answered everyone's questions and everybody has a good understanding of the forecast that we're expecting here. Jeff Lyons will be on here with an updated look at your forecast on 14 News tonight at 4, 5, and 6. And then obviously the First Alert streaming show at 9 o'clock tonight. So if you do have any questions, Jeff can answer those for you tonight at 9. He'll be taking questions from Facebook Live comments in that one as well. All right. With that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Everybody have a great rest of your day.